What do you think God is doing in heaven the instant you start your fast? Heads up, only the awake will understand this. While you feel hunger here, doors open there, and messengers go out with your name on them. Today you'll see why when you fast with intention, God moves in visible pieces, protects your house, and speeds up answers that were stuck. Preview. In a few minutes, you'll learn the sign most people miss, and that's why they think their fast doesn't work. You'll recognize it today. Drop your comment now. Who will you fast for today? Write their name and join this covering. If you've ever felt silence, today you'll understand what alignment triggers an immediate answer, and what small detail blocks it without you noticing. Preview. A bit later, I'll give you a short prayer, 12 words, to focus your request, and a practical key that can change your week. Stay to the end. This is what happens when you fast, and you'll see it in a few minutes. Imagine Matthew. He isn't a perfect character. He's someone like you. He's tired of closed doors, slow decisions, and the same arguments at home. He decides to fast, not to negotiate, not to impress, to get serious with God, to align his heart. He silences notifications, fills a pitcher with water, sets time apart. In silence, he speaks his name before God. That first day, he feels hunger. Nothing spectacular to the naked eye. But in heaven, something switches on. When you decide to fast, God treats that decision as high value. Not because you stop eating, but because you choose to direct your attention and your hunger toward him. That's the key. It's not about enduring, it's about seeking. In that seeking, messengers receive instructions. Heaven doesn't respond to complaining. It responds to faith. It responds to sincere surrender. It responds to a decision. There's a line written centuries ago that defines what happens when someone humbles themselves to understand. From the first day, the words were heard. The message is simple. On day one, there is already an answer. You may take time to see it here, but the movement already began there. That tension between what's happening above and what you don't yet see below is part of the war. And fasting doesn't leave you unarmed. It positions you. Most people want loud signs, but the sign many overlook is quieter and simpler. In fasting, the first evidence that heaven is responding isn't always a visible miracle. It's a very specific inner adjustment. Your sensitivity to small corrections increases. It highlights a call you need to make, a forgiveness you need to give, an order you need to set in place. It's clarity arriving like soft light. It doesn't shout, it guides. Whoever despises that guidance shuts off the very answer they asked for. Matthew gets it on day 2. He didn't feel thunder, he felt a clear conviction. Ask his brother's forgiveness for a harsh word. He does it. When he hangs up, something loosens inside. He doesn't need technical terms. He just knows he can keep asking without weight on his chest. That's a door opening. Messengers serve those who inherit salvation. They are sent with assignments, not to entertain, but to execute, protect, clear the way, and bring clarity at the exact moment. There's a text that says they are strong and listen to the voice of God's word. When you fast and align your life to that word, you give voice to that word in your story. And when that word sounds, someone stands up in your name. Many ask why some fasts don't activate anything. It's not the format or the number of days, it's the intention. If you fast from pride, you're just hungry. If you fast from anger, you stay the same. If you fast to manipulate, there's no sending. If you fast to seek God and do his will, an attention is activated that no speech can buy. It's called true surrender. It's called obedience. It's called peace that guides. Preview. In a moment, I'll give you a 12-word prayer that focuses your request and keeps you on track. I'll also give you a simple 3 times a day practice for your home. Stay with me, let's talk war. War is opposition to your advance. Heaven doesn't ignore that opposition. Sometimes the answer comes and there is resistance in the air. That doesn't mean God didn't respond. It means there's an obstruction that falls by perseverance. That's why some processes take days. Not because heaven is slow, but because your faith is being established here and pressure is applied until the path is clear. When perseverance is added, reinforcements sometimes arrive, unseen by you, but they accomplish in hours what didn't happen in weeks. This is the part where many quit one day too early. Matthew steps into day 3. He stays with water, stays with his notebook. He isn't perfect. Now he writes. He writes names, writes decisions, writes small adjustments. He realizes the way he speaks at home either lowers the pressure or raises it. He chooses to lower the volume. He chooses to listen. He chooses to bless. Without noticing, he's already collaborating with the answer. Fasting doesn't replace your character. It sharpens it. There's a promise about acceleration. One day can count for 1,000, and 1,000 can condense into one. Sometimes God aligns pieces so that what was jammed for years unlocks in days. What does that acceleration look like? Appointments appear. Signatures arrive. Ideas are born at the exact moment. Emails open. Reconciliations that seemed impossible. It's not magic. It's alignment. Acceleration isn't disorder. It's multiplied order. Type in the comments, God answers. Type those 2 words. Not for me, but to align your mouth with what your heart believes. If you want, write a name, someone you're fasting for. We'll cover that name together. When 2 people agree to ask, the response multiplies. If the household decides to fast 1 meal to pray 5 minutes for the same topic, that generates convergence. You don't need to produce an event. You need agreement. Agreement isn't noise. Agreement is clarity. It's saying the same thing, asking the same thing, insisting on the same thing. That's why when a family prays at the same hour for 3 days, the atmosphere changes. You can feel it. When you feel it, you see it. Someone asks about protection. A messenger encamps around those who honor God and rescues them. It's a picture of covering. Fasting doesn't make you fragile. It makes you aware of the covering. It means you don't go alone. Your house is surrounded. Some things brush you but don't touch you. When it looks like the hit is coming straight at you, a way out appears you hadn't considered. Let's talk restoration. There are losses money can't recover. There are years that seem gone, but there's a direct promise, restoration of years. Not just things, years. What does it look like? Accelerated maturity. Opportunities arriving in a cascade to redeem time. Relationships reborn. Doors that skip steps for you. Fasting prepares your interior to inhabit that restoration without ruining it. It makes you grateful, aware, and humble. Sometimes God doesn't just fight for you, He feeds you on the way. A worn-out man was touched by a messenger who told him to eat because the journey was long. That's precise provision. In your fast, an exact message may arrive, a precise call, or a rest you didn't know you needed. Don't feel guilty about receiving comfort in the middle of the search. That help also comes from heaven. I promise the short prayer. Here it is, 12 words. Speak them calmly with intention and simple faith. God opens the heavens and aligns my home with your will today. Repeat it now in a low voice or inside, again and again. Write it if you can. This prayer isn't a formula, it's focus. It keeps you on course. If your mind drifts, come back to this prayer, back to alignment. I also promised a practical key for this week. Simple and powerful. 3 moments a day, morning, midday, and night. At each moment, 1 minute of attention to God for each person you're covering. Name that person. Give thanks. Ask for wisdom. Do 1 small act of love that same day. Not 5 giant actions, 1 concrete action. Heaven moves when love moves on earth. Back to Matthew. On day 4, he receives a message. A work door that had been silent for months opens. It wasn't luck. It was preparation and opportunity aligned. That same day, he invites his family to gather for 5 minutes at night. No one gives a speech. They just hold hands, and each one says 1 sentence of gratitude. Then they pray the 12-word prayer over each name. When they finish, there are no fireworks. There is peace. That peace is part of the answer. There's another part few understand: inheritance. What you decide today leaves a mark on your children and your children's children. It's not that they will fast by obligation. It's that they'll inherit a memory of open doors, a trail of protection, a guidance that keeps them on the path. A messenger goes before you to guard you on the way and bring you to the place prepared. That before you also speaks of generations. Your decision today can plant a sign for those who come behind you. How to start if you never have. Start with clarity and humility. Choose a time block. It can be 1 meal a day for 3 days. It can be a whole morning. It can be a day. Drink water. Read a short passage. Write what you understand. Repeat the 12-word prayer. Ask for direction. If you feel you must ask forgiveness, do it. If you need to set a debt in order, set it in order. If you need to call someone, call. Fasting isn't isolation. It's obedience. What to do if you feel weak. Don't condemn yourself. Rest. Take a short walk. Breathe deeply. Speak honestly with God. Explain what you feel. He understands. If for health reasons you can't abstain from food, set aside other things that compete for your attention and dedicate that time to seeking. The key isn't sacrifice by itself. It's the intention to seek and obey. What to do if you feel nothing is happening. Remember the line from day one. It was heard there. Here the way is being cleared. Keep your focus. Repeat the prayer. Do the good in front of you. Resist the temptation to speak defeat. Don't declare it doesn't work. Declare that God opens the heavens and aligns your home with His will today. Be consistent. What to do when you see the first movement. Give thanks. Write it down. Seal it with gratitude. Don't rush back to old habits. Keep your attention a few more days. Sometimes, after the first breakthrough, the greatest clarity comes. Don't let go healthy signals. Don't chase the spectacular. Chase the true. The clarity that moves you to repair, set in order, clean, forgive, and sow peace comes from heaven. The ideas that move you to manipulate or to chase approval aren't the voice you're seeking. Fasting sharpens your ear to discern. Let's do something together. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. Think of the name you're fasting for. Say it slowly. Say, God opens the heavens and aligns my home with your will today. Stay a few seconds in silence. That silence isn't empty. It's attention back to acceleration. Some processes that seemed far away are drawing near. Why? Because when you put the inside in order, the outside has fewer obstacles. Because when you stop spending energy on what doesn't matter, strength remains for what does. Because when your heart is clean, you see opportunities you used to ignore. That's acceleration. It isn't rushing. It's clarity with momentum. It's advancing without dragging chains. If you're fasting for your family, here's the key for the week. 3 steps. 1. Set a fixed daily time of covering. 5 minutes. Don't miss it. 2. Name each person and thank God for one real quality. Just one. 3. Ask for one concrete act of love for that day, and do it. That love opens doors speeches won't open. In 7 days, you'll notice a change in your home's tone. Heaven uses that change. If you're fasting for a decision, write down exactly what you need. 1 thing. Ask for wisdom. Ask for clear confirmations. Ask that doors not meant for you would close. Look at the door that remains standing. Walk through that one. That's how you avoid regrets and gain peace. Peace is a green light that makes no noise and lets you move forward without fear. If you're fasting for financial restoration, understand this. It isn't only numbers. It's honoring God with what you already have. Put accounts in order. Honor commitments. Give thanks. Sow generosity wherever He leads. As you do that, ask for ideas. Ideas are doors. Ask for contacts. Contacts are bridges. Ask for discipline. Discipline sustains what open doors begin. If you're fasting for emotional health, fasting is rest for the soul when done with wisdom. Learn to rest. Turn screens off before sleeping. Walk under the sun. Write. Give thanks for 3 things each night. Ask that your rest be restorative. If you need professional help, seek it. God uses tools. Caring for your health is obedience too. Let's close the previews. The sign many ignored, you know it now. It's the inner adjustment that guides you toward forgiveness, order, and peace. The 12-word prayer is yours now. Repeat it when your mind scatters. The key for your home, you have it. 3 moments, 1 minute per name, 1 concrete act of love. What does God do in heaven when you start your fast? He opens the heavens over your name, sends messengers with instructions, surrounds your house, accelerates processes, restores years, gives you wisdom. feeds you on the way, prepares you to inherit. While all that happens, he forms you inside to sustain what's coming. Matthew closes his notebook at the end of the week. He doesn't have every answer. He has something better. Direction, peace, open doors, reconciliation, a new way of speaking at home. He decides to establish a cadence, not to live from a single impulse, but from constant seeking. That's the secret of those who see heaven open again and again. It isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. If this message spoke to you, drop your comment now with the phrase "God answers" and the name you're going to cover this week. Read someone else's comment and take 1 minute to cover it too. This is a house, a community of the awake. If you want to walk with us, subscribe and turn on notifications. Here we seek God with intention. Here you are not alone. Before you go, speak the prayer one more time. God opens the heavens and aligns my home with your will today. May you see this week the answers that once seemed immovable. May peace be your sign. May humility open your way. May gratitude keep you in position. You're not here by chance. You're here because your spirit wants more. When someone decides to truly seek God, heaven responds. Awake ones until our next encounter.